guys, it's your girl Tara Sade, and if you haven't been to my channel before, welcome, and if you have, welcome back. It's been a hot minute since I made a video, so this one is more of like a story time rant situation. So a few weeks ago, I went on a trip to Singapore. So that is literally across the world, not even halfway across the world. It's across the world. And so this trip, I went with my mom. We booked it like a super long time ago, maybe like May of this year or something. And as the date was getting closer and closer, we went in October for this trip. We were realizing just how long the flight was going to be. And the reason that was important is because on the airline we were flying, you had like a few different options. So you could be in business class, which is super expensive, so we were like, heck no. You could be in economy plus, which is like economy except you have more room, or you can just be in regular economy. So originally we booked a package through Expedia, I think, and we were just going to be in regular economy. And then my mom decided that she would upgrade our seats to economy plus. So we did that, like, still had like a month or something left for the trip. So like a lot of seats were left of this economy plus, because it's kind of like when you pre-book your seats for like a movie or whatever, and then the screen will show you where you want to sit, and you can see how many open seats. That's how it was for upgrading our seats. So we could see when we were booking economy plus, like there's all these seats still available, which will be important when I finally get into the story. So, la-di-da-da-da, everything is good, pretty much. The day before the flight, we checked ourselves in 24 hours before, just like we always do. Everything's good. Our seats are still good and everything. So riddle me this. We get to the airport the day of our trip, or the night of our trip. So I worked the whole day and then went to the airport after. And I guess the first indication that things were just getting screwy already was when we looked down at our boarding passes. The seats were different than the ones that we checked in and paid extra for. And we could already tell, so economy plus on the plane, economy plus, then it goes economy. So like when you see your seats are like at the back of the plane, you already know that you're not in economy plus. So that was our first flight. So obviously we're trying to tell the agent, hey, yo, like, can you help us? But the problem was they couldn't help us because we actually had to do 2 flights to Singapore. So our first one was where I live, then we had to go to San Francisco. And of course it's that first agent where I live that prints you out your boarding passes for everything. So they couldn't do anything, like they didn't know anything. It was just one of their sister airlines, United. So like the girl was trying to help us, but she doesn't have any power because she's just printing out the tickets, like she doesn't know what's going on. So whatever. We decided, okay, we're just gonna obviously go through security, do our regular steps, get to our gates for our first flight, and then we're gonna call United on the phone. There's a reason that I don't like flying United. Like there's always some kind of foolishness on the flight or with the seats. So we're trying to explain to the agent on the phone, hey, we don't understand why you moved our seats. Like it's not like you moved us from economy to economy. We paid extra for economy plus because we were looking ahead, being like, that's going to be such an uncomfortable 16-hour flight from San Francisco to Singapore. Let's just like get extra room. Like it's, when I tell you these people were so nonchalant about it, like I could pretty much tell that she was shrugging her shoulders even though she was on the phone. Like the attitude was unreal. How many times were we told that they couldn't do anything? Many times. So I just was like, God, make it make sense. How my mom is on the phone with this lady for an hour and nothing is happening. Like, I'm just getting so frustrated. So she keeps saying like, do you want your money refunded? And my mom's like, no, I don't want my money refunded. Like, we specifically upgraded everything. If we knew that it was gonna be a problem the day of, like, we probably would have like tried to upgrade here or whatever, but we already paid. There was tons of seats when I booked, so I'm not understanding. So that's when they're like, sometimes people get bumped because other people booked the flight. What did they say? You could have gotten bumped because a child had to be flying or something, or someone with disabilities. And I was like, yo, that doesn't make any sense. Because first off, why would a child need economy plus? It's not even at the front of the plane. So that doesn't make any sense. Disabilities, yeah, that could make sense, but I feel like since when we upgraded our tickets, there was all these empty economy plus, you should have bumped people that booked after us. Because like what you just did didn't make any sense. So they're just arguing. The agent's making some other phone calls to who knows what. Didn't help any. So you know what? I was like, whatever. You know, I'm just gonna start tweeting. So when I tell you guys, like, I caused this scene on Twitter, and I was like, guess I have to make a YouTube video, which I already ended up doing right now. But I was telling them, like, I'm gonna make a YouTube video, and then I'm obviously speaking to a different agent on Twitter than the one that my mom was talking to on the phone. And they're still trying to tell me the foolishness about getting bumped. And it just got me thinking, why are airlines always able to overbook their flights? Like, there's no other industry that I know of that gets away with that. Imagine going to a hotel and you pay for the hotel and then you show up and they're like, oh, we overbooked the hotel, and it's just like normal, and you can be asked to leave the hotel at any time. Like, that doesn't make sense. Imagine, like, I can't even come up with situations because it doesn't happen. I just don't understand what makes the airline so different than the rest of the industries. Like, they pretty much said to us that just because you book and pay doesn't mean you're guaranteed your seats. It should. That's the point of giving you money, is it not? So I was just like super pissed talking to them on Twitter. And so once again, I get that excuse that if they have a child that needs to sit there or whatever, kind of foolishness, and or a person with disabilities, and I'm like, okay, but like nobody thought to ask us if either one of us had disabilities before just deciding to make your own choice and move us. And then the part that really pissed me off was that they decided to say, oh, like, if you have disabilities, you have to call our disability line or whatever. And I'm like, for what? I was like, not that if it's any of your business, but my mom needs to be sitting in those seats, which she does. We just didn't want to give them a reason because it's none of their business. Like, my mom knew that she was going to need extra room, so then she took it upon herself to upgrade her seat, and then for the airline to tell us that we need to call a disability line, it really pissed me off because I think what they're thinking is like a disability is like a person with a wheelchair, but there's like so many other types of disability. So we were arguing with them like, sorry, some disability, for example, like some people get like really bad swelling in their ankle, which is my mom. Her ankles swell up on a good day. So we knew flying, she's going to have to be stretching her legs, which is why we upgraded ourselves to Economy Plus, because on a 16-hour flight, not only did she have to have a compression socks, we have to keep getting up, we have to keep stretching her legs, because her ankle is actually that bad. But I didn't want to get into it with them on Twitter because it's none of their business. Like, don't just be assuming that you can just move people and then give me the excuse that people with disabilities might need it. Yeah, they might. You could have like moved people that booked after us, or you could have asked, hey, is there a reason you guys needed Economy Plus, instead of just moving us? And just pure foolishness. So after I told them I was going to make a YouTube video, of course, they magically came up with a Economy Plus seat that was available. But the pure foolishness is, so they decided to split us up now. So they had me back in Economy and my mom in Economy Plus. I'm like, okay, but like we paid for both the Economy Plus seats. Like, I'm not understanding the logic behind this. And I just don't understand why airlines just get away with doing whatever they want, whenever they want. Like, sometimes I just see them remove people off flights because they just overbook it again. Like, I think that we should be able to sue them because book things properly. Like, how is that my problem if you don't sell out the plane? Like, that's not my issue. You don't need to overbook. Like, imagine going to the movie theater and you pick out your seat and then you get there and they tell you you can't have your seat, but it's so much worse on an airplane because, like, if you don't get your proper seat, like, it can mess up a lot of stuff. Like, if they tell you to get off the flight, it messes up your travel plans. Like, what about the hotels you booked? And it's like, Singapore is not somewhere that I can just, like, take the next flight to. Like, all the time changes and everything. I don't feel like they should be messing around with people's seats and moving them around, especially without giving notice. Like, it's a different thing if they gave us notice or emailed us or like called us and then discussed it with us, but just simply arrive at the airport and see that I have a completely different seat. Like, I don't think that makes any sense. So, yeah, when we were still in the airport for our first flight going to San Francisco, the Twitter agent for United got my mom's seat moved to Economy Plus, but left me back in Economy. So whatever. So we finally got on our first flight from where I live to San Francisco, and then when we land in San Francisco, oh, forgot to mention. So the reason that we were stressed out and wouldn't let the United agents off the phone is because our first flight from where we lived to San Francisco was delayed. And originally we already had a short layover in San Francisco before getting on our second flight. So like we were not gonna have time to talk to the agent at flight 2 at the gate. So yeah, not only was our first flight delayed by like an hour, and United kept telling us like, just talk to the agent at the gate, and I'm explaining 5,000 times, like I don't understand how many other ways I can put it. I'm not gonna have time. Like, if even one extra thing goes wrong, or like the gate is far away when I get off this flight at San Francisco to go to my Singapore Airlines or whatever airlines I need to go to, like I'm not gonna have time to go locate the agent and have a whole discussion about everything that we've already been talking to you for an hour. Like, it's already going wrong. So, whatever. We had to like find our gate, which actually wasn't that hard, but we were already so delayed. When we get to the gate to go on our United flight, which is flight number 2, so it's San Francisco to Singapore, there's a whole line, like everyone's lined up. So I'm like, what the heck? We had to like ask people, hey, like, are you in line to talk to the agent? Nobody's in line to talk to the agent. They're just standing in line waiting to board. I'm like, hey, whatever. So we explained the situation, and the agent magically finds us 2 Economy Plus seats together. So I was like mighty confused why United was playing hard to get this whole time. Like, they literally wasted an hour and something of our time and stressed us out our whole first flight to get to the second flight, and for them to literally, there wasn't even a hesitation, like it wasn't even a problem. They just magically had a seat. So I'm like, what is happening? Like, are you guys okay? So the flight from San Francisco to Singapore, like the food wasn't that terrible on the plane, I guess. Like we had, I think the first thing that they served us was rice and chicken, and I can't tell if it wasn't bad or was I just starving, like don't know. And then they had like a turkey sandwich. I don't know how you mess up a turkey sandwich, but I was quite surprised because they had some kind of weird sauce on it. I don't know what it was. And then for breakfast, that was my favorite meal, was French toast with some kind of caramel apple sauce thing, delicious. But then coming home, they served me chicken and noodles. They served me the same meal 3 times. And then to add salt to injury, like my mom and I had this bright idea on the plane that we were gonna like pack noodles as a snack because we didn't know that they were gonna feed us noodles 3 times on the same plane. Like, oh my god, it was so painful. But yeah, I guess that's the end of my rant. Thanks for checking me out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But I do not think that airlines should just be able to do whatever they want whenever they want, because no other industry that I can think of just gets away with that. But yeah, I think that for all this trouble, they should have done more for us. Instead of giving us our original seats back, they should have actually done more. Thanks. So we get to the airport, get issued our tickets, and as you guys know, I'm flying from my hometown to San Francisco, then San Francisco to Singapore. San Francisco to Singapore is a 16-hour flight, so we decided to bump up our seats from economy to economy plus because you need room. Oh, and we did this a month ago, by the way. Get here, our tickets are not economy plus from San Francisco to Singapore, and instead they're just regular economy. So of course we have to call United, because that's the airline that always seems to pull this foolishness. And then they say that there's no seats available, which is confusing because we paid for them a month ago. Like, this wasn't a last minute thing. So now we're just waiting for the lady to make some call or something to another department to try to put us in economy plus. But not only has this been a problem, the economy plus that she's trying to put us in is now in the middle aisle because it's like a 3-section plane. So we just got bumped from window, which we also paid extra for. Our first flight coming from my hometown to San Francisco is also delayed, and we might miss our next flight from San Francisco to Singapore. So far, we're off to a great start. So this is when my mom and I were on the phone with United for about an hour waiting for our flight to depart, and they just weren't cooperating. So all of a sudden I started tweeting them, and magically we got our way in the end.